Caleb Williams Twitter drama has Chicago Bears fans / Twitter all over the place, and we got to discuss it here on Bears Now by Chat Sports. I'm Harrison Graham. Caleb Williams likes a couple of tweets, and everybody starts freaking out, throwing out theories. What does it mean? So I'm going to show the tweet, show him liking it for two different tweets, and then kind of just give my reaction to it. So this first tweet, and these are both from fans on Twitter, only one option for the Chicago Bears in the NFL draft. It's not Caleb Williams. That's his handle. We want Justin Fields. The answer is Marvin Harrison Jr. This was on Christmas Eve, and of course, Caleb Williams liked the tweet. And everybody's like, what does that mean? Does he think the Bears should keep Fields? Does he think that Marvin Harrison's a better player than himself? Does he not want to go to the Bears because of this tweet? Oh, my goodness. Remember when his dad say we might be selective on where we're going to go? Well, that was before he didn't have exactly the season he was hoping for this year at USC. So that put everybody into a tailspin. And then on Christmas Day, this tweet goes out from Jimbo, James Sweener. I've waited my whole life for a quarterback like Caleb Williams on the Chicago Bears. I spent Christmas making this. There was a video attached to this. But I'm not paying for a blue check to post the full thing in one post. True freshman not supposed to be in this game. And it was the you can see it now because Caleb Williams liked the tweet. It was when Williams came into the game to replace Spencer Rattler in the Red River Shootout against Texas, went crazy, led the comeback, rest is history. It took over as the start of the rest of the season, went to USC, won the Heisman, all that good stuff. So kind of the tale of two spins. One tweet, don't draft Caleb. The other one, I've waited my entire life for a quarterback like Caleb Williams. So you've got that going on, which that's fine, but Caleb Williams liking both tweets, but Bears fans like, what does it mean? These are the takes I've seen. Number one, he doesn't want to be a Bear with him liking that first tweet. Number two, he thinks the Bears should keep Justin Fields. Number three, and I think probably the more logical one, and if you go dig through his likes a little bit more, like most athletes, he keeps receipts. He's a guy that we've seen him. He's an emotional player. He plays with the chip on his shoulder. He's probably bookmarking that for himself, like, oh, okay, y'all don't want me? All right, then, if I come there, I'm going to prove you wrong. Guys, we got to stop overreacting to this stuff. Like, I get it. It can be a storyline. I'm talking about it here on the channel, but I'm trying to, like, calm everybody down. What does this I promise you, Ryan Poles is not having Caleb Williams-liked tweets about the Bears on the positive and negative side of things. It's not going to have him sway one way or the other to whether or not he's going to draft a quarterback. Like, let's be real. If the Bears want Caleb Williams, they're going to draft Caleb Williams, assuming they get the number one pick here, which, by the way, it's back up to like 97% thanks to the Panthers' loss and the Patriots' win over the weekend. Like, I think he keeps receipts. Like, this is a kind of a egotistical guy. Like, he's a little bit cocky. Like, would it shock anybody if that's what he's doing here? He's like, all right, bet, I'm going to mark that down. And then on the flip side, fan shows him love. Hey, I've been waiting my whole life for this. He likes that tweet too. And by the way, if I was an athlete, I would just fuck with fans all the time and just like different tweets and just, what does it mean? Because this is what we do. We overreact to everything. So pump the brakes. Let's calm down. We don't have to overread into this stuff. I don't think it's going to carry any weight at all from the Bears organization in terms of what they're going to do with that number one pick. Now, I want you guys to weigh in. Do you want Caleb Williams? Type Y for yes. Type N for no. Do you want Caleb Williams? Get your votes in the comment section right now during this YouTube ad break. You look at Caleb Williams' career stats, which, of course, we've outlined plenty of times. Again, we're going to talk about this a million times. It's like beating a dead horse. Like, he's a really good prospect. I don't want to call him generational, but he's pretty damn good. Like, he makes incredible throws. The arm talent is crazy. He makes people miss in the pocket. He throws on the run. He's mobile. Like, he's very, very good. All I know is Ryan Poles has a big decision to make at quarterback and at head coach, and it's going to be a wild offseason for the Bears. We thought last offseason was pivotal, and yes, it was. This one's even more pivotal. Like, you know, this is the year 2 and 3 in this rebuild process for Ryan Poles is pivotal to whether or not this team is going to be a contender for the next 5 to 10 years or not. Like, you've got to make more right decisions than wrong, It started last offseason. I think you made a lot of good ones with the number 1 pick. I think you did some good things there, getting DJ Moore, more draft capital to put you in this decision, in this position to make this decision. It's going to be a wild offseason, man, and that's why you should subscribe. We're going to cover every Bears offseason move, every rumor that's out there, the latest news around the Chicago Bears. So hit that subscribe button here on the channel. You are not going to want to miss out on anything Bears related. And yeah, we're going to talk about Caleb Williams. We're going to talk about Justin Fields, trade rumors surrounding him because there's going to be some. We're going to talk about Drake May. We're going to talk about head coach can't all until these rumors and ideas are put to rest. It's still going to be out there, and it's my job to talk about all of it. So join the movement here. We are going to have it all covered for free. Okay, speaking of the current quarterback, DJ Moore defending him again, having to go to bat for Justin Fields as he continues to get asked about the future of his current quarterback. Here's what he had to say on 670 The Score this morning. He says, I don't really see why anything would change. He has grown every year. He has had 2 different offensive coordinators. He's grown more and more each year, even throughout this year. You can see his growth. Now, I said this last week, and I'll say it again. I think DJ Moore looks at this and is like, hey, I got great chemistry with this guy. Hey, I'm on pace to have a career year with Justin Fields, even though Fields missed 4.5 games and my production went down without him. Even with DJ Moore the last 2 games, dealing with a pretty significant ankle injury and the numbers being down the last 2 games, he's still on pace to have a career high in yardage, which was 1,193 yards back in 2020. He's about 55 yards away from that. So unless that ankle is a big problem, I would expect him to surpass that over these next 2 games. 1,300-yard season, very much in range for him. Probably could have had a 1,500-yard season had Fields not gotten hurt. But I think he looks at this and he's like, "Hey, man, we're just getting started here." So I understand Moore going to bat for his guy, number 1, just being a good teammate, and number 2, selfishly just being like, I don't get why it changed. I'm the number 1 guy here. I'm balling with this dude. Let's keep it rolling. So we'll see where it goes, obviously. But obviously, Ryan Poles has to keep the big picture in mind. And if he thinks Caleb Williams is an upgrade or Drake May is an upgrade, that's probably the direction he's going to go in. If you're looking to upgrade your pockets, get more money in your wallet, in your bank account, Rocket Money is going to help you do that. It's a personal finance app that can find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitor your spending, and help you lower your bills all in one place. With Rocket Money, they're going to list out your subscriptions for you. And what you're going to realize very quickly is you're spending more per month and annually on subscriptions than you probably even realize. You've probably signed up for some old streaming services you don't use anymore. Probably did a free trial. Then guess what? Boom, they started clipping you with that monthly bill when that trial ran out. A lot of people are spending over $200 per month on subscriptions. A lot of people think it's less than $100. It's not. Trust me, I'm a good example of that. I had to clear out some subscriptions just a few months ago, and now I'm saving a lot of money per month. And most Rocket Money customers, by the way, guess what? On average, saving $720 per month after getting going with Rocket Money. You can set budgets. You can get bills lowered by up to 20%. Trust me on this. Rocket Money is a great personal finance app that has over 5 million users and countings and over $1 billion in total savings with Rocket Money. It's a hell of an app. If you're like me, if you're married, you got a mortgage, you got a 8-month-old at home or other kids running around, it's not cheap. You got to monitor your spending, and Rocket Money is going to help you do that. Go to rocketmoney.com/bears now. Click that link. Download the app that supports us. That's going to support yourself with your money. And trust me, you're not going to regret it. rocketmoney.com/bears now. Download the app today. Let's get to the latest on Jimothy Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh still hasn't signed a contract extension with the University of Michigan. And stay tuned. I did kind of throw an interesting timeline thing at you guys a few weeks back, and that timeline has come and gone. But first here, Ian Rapoport says the NFL's coaching carousel is set to spin. Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh is weighing a huge decision whether to accept a massive new contract deal that includes a no NFL clause for 1 year. So, also, according to Rap Sheet, by the way, Jim Harbaugh has been offered a 10-year, $125 million contract. Basically a brand new deal. His current deal runs through 2026, but the new deal is $12.5 million per year. It would start next year. It would make him essentially the highest paid coach in college football along with Nick Saban. But the one caveat is for this upcoming offseason, right here, right now, he cannot negotiate with NFL teams. So it would guarantee him at Michigan through at least next season, which to me, I'm thinking, oh, that's a pretty good deal if I'm Jim Harbaugh. Just one more year, worst case scenario. If I really want to come back to the NFL next year, I can. But if not, I've got this sweet 10-year contract I can do. But he still hasn't signed it. And remember, we were told in early December by a source here at Chat Sports that Jim Harbaugh had a self-imposed deadline of Christmas Day to sign a new contract at Michigan. If he got terms he wanted, he would sign it. Well, Christmas has come and gone. Michigan made their offer, and no deal has happened yet. Now, could Harbaugh change his mind and sign it later? Of course. I'm not saying that Michigan's going to pull the offer or something like that. The source we've heard from is from the Harbaugh camp, not from the Michigan camp. But it's getting pretty interesting, man. Like, that's a pretty damn contract to not accept if those details are true. And it can only tell me one thing, and I'll tell you that one thing here in just a minute. But if you want Jim Harbaugh as the Bears head coach, type me down in the comments. If you want Jim Harbaugh as the Bears head coach, type me down in the comments. You know what I want. I want Harbaugh in Chicago. And what this tells me, why he hasn't signed it yet, is what I've thought for a while now, going back a couple of years. Jim Harbaugh wants to be back in the NFL. Why would you not take a 10-year, $125 million contract to stay at Michigan? Because the college game is a headache. Because you've got the NCAA coming after you with these level 1 violations. You got to deal with recruiting. You got to do all this extra work with the transfer portal now. And I think Harbaugh wants to win a Super Bowl. He's seen his brother do it. He sees his brother going for another one here. If he wins the national championship here at Michigan this year, is that not the perfect time to leave? If you are Jim Harbaugh, like, you leave now. Hey, came back to Michigan, my alma mater, got a national title. Let's jump to the NFL, try and do the same thing with the Chicago Bears. And again, like I told you a few weeks ago, the Bears were the top job he's interested in. I don't know if the Bears are going to fire Matt Eberflus, but if I knew that I could get Jim Harbaugh and I was Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren, I would be jumping all over that. So we'll see what happens. I think he wants to be in the NFL. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. But I do know this, at least in early December from Harbaugh's camp, he set a Christmas deadline. Contract was offered. As of now, he has not signed it. We will see what happens moving forward. Of course, Michigan plays in the college football playoff on New Year's Day, 6 days from now. So if they lose that game, the clock could really start ticking because he might start negotiating with NFL teams at that point. All right, more news to come around the Chicago Bears. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already.